Triplett, aka Officer Keep It Real. Just coming to you live on the All Cops Ain't Bad tip real quick. I hadn't spoke to you guys in a little bit on that. And just want to give you guys a little bit of update. We are in talks with some folks from LA about putting together some pretty big stuff with the All Cops Ain't Bad. Now, for those of you who don't know what All Cops Ain't Bad is, it's a 501c3 organization, and we specialize in putting on comedy shows for different events and then donating a portion of the proceeds to victims of police brutality and officers who fall in the line of duty. Now, um, I've had some emails that ask, well, are you a real cop? How do I know where my donations are going? All this other good stuff. Is this a real organization? And to answer to all those questions is yes, yes, and yes. I am a real police officer in the state of Georgia. I'm not going to divulge where I work at, but it is in the metro Atlanta area. And the organization is very much so real. The All Cops Ain't Bad. We've already done two shows that we've put on, um, and they've been at the Strand in Marietta, Georgia, and they were actually pretty good shows. If you got a chance to attend, you'll know what I'm talking about. And the second thing is like I said, yes, we are a real organization. We are 501. We are 501c3. Um, we are 501c3 approved and all that other good stuff. So it is a legitimate organization. If you do decide to give, if you go to allcopsaintbad.org and decide to give, you will, once you give, you will immediately receive a receipt, which a receipt with our tax ID number on there for your tax purposes and stuff like that. So it is a good organization. It is a new organization, and it's something that I think is going to get, much bigger than what it is. We're asking for your support. We're asking for your prayers because God knows in today's society, we have to do something different. And that's where this all derived from, was that, as cops, we can't just be on one side. And as civilians, we can't just stay on the other side because we already see where that get us, a big fat nowhere. So our thinking is that we could meet on common neutral ground, comedy shows, dinners, outings, stuff like that. And we want to get to know the community on a personal basis. And then before you know it, I don't just become Sergeant Triplett, I become Daryll Triplett to you. And you don't just become John Q. Public, you become Thomas Redding to me, right? And then we know each other personally. And this is just one way. It's not the only way. It may not even be the best way, but it's another way to bridge the gap between our cops and the community, which is very much needed in today's society. I think that a lot of these issues can be addressed by us simply stopping and getting a chance to know each other. And so when we're dealing with cops, it has been a stereotypical type of thing to where uh, cops on one side, everyone else on the other. And that is a thing that we're really trying to change. But it's just not a one-way street. So it's just not the cops that has to change. How we view our cops have to change also. Now, I know that is a big part. Um, that's starting with the police also, because we have work to do on our side, and vice versa. Civilians have work to do on their side too. And we have I host a talk show called the Officer Keep It Real Show, and on that show we legitimately talk about what to do when you're stopped, what not to do when you're stopped. Is it best to argue with the police? Is it best to fight the police? Is it best to just conform with what they're doing? Take your citation, take your ride to jail or whatever, and then deal with it on an administrative end. So we address those straight talks on the Officer Keep It Real show like that. But jumping back to the 501c3 organization, um, this is something that is a must-have for our community, because if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you're getting. And what we're getting right now is not a good dose of bridging the gap between the cops and the community. So again, I know that anything that you do, you're going to have haters. I know that anything that you do, you're going to have people going against you and talking crap and all that other good stuff. And I say, let them talk crap. I don't care. Um, I am very interested in bridging the gap, honestly, between the cops and the community. And like I said, no, I do not think this is the only way to bridge the gap. This may not even be in some people's reach, right? Just to be honest, because some people have been so hurt by police, and like some police have been so hurt, by doing this job and civilians and stuff like that too. But again, I think it's a way, not the only way. I think it's a way to bridge the gap between our cops and the community. And what we found out at the comedy show was that it was just people there. It wasn't Black people, it wasn't white people, it wasn't Spanish people. It was just people, and everyone was listening to comedy. Everyone was cracking up laughing, and everybody was having a good time. Because a lot of people told me after the show that, you know what, we did not know what to expect. Seeing a cop on stage, telling jokes, in a uniform, I had to come and see what this was, and I was pleasantly surprised. So that was sort of our proof of concept with this whole all cops ain't bad thing, and it's proven to be worthwhile. So please, please, please support the organization. You can go to allcopsaintbad.org. That's allcopsaintbad.org, or there's a QR code right, if I can get my finger working right here, right here, right here. You can click on that QR code right there, and it will take you to the donate page, and you can read a little bit more about the organization and see what we are all about, because nothing gets better not unless we work on it. And I love this organization because it's truly making the first steps in bridging that gap. A lot of people are starting to tell the police a lot more every day, thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. And we appreciate that. We truly, honestly do, because we don't hear that enough. And we're always getting a bad rap. Sometimes much needed, sometimes much not needed. But it's good to hear that as a police officer, when someone walks up to me and shakes my hand and say, or gives me a hug sometime and say, hey, thank you for your service. We love you. We support you. These are Black people, white people, Spanish people that I've had do that to me. So it's not a race thing. It's not a anything like that. It's just a people thing. And people want to be safe. People want to know that their officers are there to support them and protect them. And we are there. But I think that the way that we get there is we have to bridge that gap, because there is a big gap, like I said. So please go to the website and just check it out. You don't even have to donate if you don't want, but at least check it out. Tell a friend about the page. Pass the page on. Go to our social media and share the page and stuff like that. And just let people know. Like I said, we would love to have a donation from you, because these missions are driven off of donations. But if you don't donate, that's fine too. We just want your support, and we want your feedback and your comments about what you really honestly think about the organization or whatever. So again, I'm going to get off my soapbox here, but I just hadn't addressed the allcopsaintbad.org website in a while, and I just want to let you guys know that I have not forgotten about you. We love you from the All Cops Ain't Bad organization. We look forward on putting on more shows, not just comedy shows. We do dinner events, black tie events, all the other good stuff. So it's not just about comedy. Yes, the core base of it is about comedy and bridging the gap and laughing together and getting to know each other by first name basis and stuff like that before the show and after the show. But we do other things. We do things with children. We do things with the sick and shed in and stuff like that. So, again, new organization. It's something different. We would love to have your support. Please go to allcopsaintbad.org, spread the word, and just support us. All right. My name is Daryll Triplett, and I love all you guys. Peace. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.